reality. It's very, very exciting, so I can't wait to get to that. This is phenomenal. World War I Centennial Proof Silver Dollar for $169.95, 4 flexible payments of $42.49. And this is commemorating all of your World War I veterans, like 4 million men and women. That's incredible to honor all of them.
Yes, and this just came out. We had this in our last show. We had a very brief airing of this. We've already sold about 30% of the entire quantity. So I guess one of the best ways, people are saying, what is this? Am I going to get one of these in my change? You know, is this, since it's an American silver dollar that you're going to have right there? The United States government has done this commemorative silver dollar program. They started it really in 1983 is when they revived the program. They bring up 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 things, but usually 2 per year that they honor. And then what happens is when they sell these coins, there's a charitable component to every one of these coins as well, going to a World War I museum, in this case, $10 per coin. So when we buy the original coin, there is a charitable component to this that happens. And of course, they have varying mintages and so on and so forth. This has been one of the best-selling coins of the commemorative dollar series that the United States government has put out in quite some time. We only have 475 of these that are certified perfect, first day of issue, individually numbered, all exclusively available from us here at HSN. Once again, this is a United States silver dollar. None of these will, of course, be released into circulation in any way, shape, or form. These are 100% commemorative coins, which means they're made expressly and exclusively for collectors. Now, with only 475, all available exclusively from us here at HSN, it is, like I said, assuredly going to be a sellout. Most likely today when I air it in its final prime time, in the final airing of the day, which will be prime time. Remember, these are solid silver. It's an American silver dollar. The mintage on this from the United States government is only 300,000. Now, people are saying, well, 300,000, that's very rare. It is, but it's even rarer than you think, because what they have is 300,000 in both proof and uncirculated. And those are usually pretty evenly split up. So this proof coin, the mintage from the United States government, is really only going to be probably about 150,000 or so. And when you get a mintage like that in a silver dollar, now you're starting to talk about incredible rarity. Like a 2011 25th anniversary American silver year, they did 100,000 of those. Well, in proof, I have to sell those to you. I think we're about $1,000 or $1,100 or $1,200. When you see similar minted American silver eagles or American silver dollars, you understand that they're very collectible, very desirable. When you get with this, now all of a sudden that rarity and the fact you can get it exclusively here at its guaranteed lowest price makes it abundantly collectible as well.
And you're also getting this beautiful red box, which is just a nice way for the presentation. It's already encapsulated, so you can get the red box and you get your certificate of authenticity. And Mike, talk about the Proof 70, because a lot of people may not know what that means, especially if they're a novice.
Well, you have to understand, coins, and while we have this, we're kind of drawn almost in our DNA to coins because of the precious metals involved, gold and silver and that kind of thing. In coin collecting, as in any collecting, the single most important determining factor of value is what? Is condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. And in coins, we grade on a 70-point scale. It's not a 100-point scale. So this coin is certified perfect. So of the 150,000 coins that they make, only 475 of those are going to be perfect first day of issue annex. It's what we call being conditionally rare. So you have like a regular silver dollar, let's say a Morgan silver dollar that you can kind of see as, you know, a regular looking Morgan silver dollar, and that coin is going to be worth $20. But if you have that same coin in mint state 70 condition, it's $1 million.
Wow.
Okay, so the difference is $20 to $1 million, and the only difference would be this grade right here, the fact that it would be an absolutely, positively perfect certified coin. That's the key to value in numismatics. So what you have here is PR70, which means it's perfect. Deep cameo is an additional designator of value. When you look at this coin, it looks like it's a cameo, if you're familiar with cameo jewelry. So you have the background, and then this stands up because of the way the coin is minted minted or made. Then you have it from its very first day of issue, which was just, I think, about 2 weeks ago, is when they issued that. So that's an additional designator of value, which here you don't pay any extra for that. If I had any non-first day of issues, I'd still sell them for $169. You get that designation for no additional cost. The same with our certification numbers here. We guarantee that there's only 475, and each one is individually numbered to ensure its place in the limited edition. So you add all those things in. So each one of those things is, in essence, a box of collectability that you tick when you figure out which things you want to put in your collection, which things are desirable, which things are those things that you want to put away for generations to come.
Absolutely. So this is flawless. You're getting this beautiful, stunning. I love that the soldier is holding the rifle on the obverse, the front of the coin, and on the back you have the barbed wire and the poppies. It's just beautiful. So get it home. It's 90% pure silver. And so you feel the weight of this. Get this home. It's beautiful. You can only get this red box here, right?
Yeah. That's exclusive to us, is the Red Oak presentation box. We sell, and last time I went to look for them on hsn.com, we had them sold out because we'd been using them for all our products. We literally ordered, we make these 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 at a time, and they just go like this. Because you go out there, I talk about this all the time, like you go out there on the internet, if you want to try to buy coins out there in the Wild West, you want to be a coin cowboy out on the internet, that's fine. But you're not going to find any boxes. You're not going to find any first day of issue annex coins. You're not going to find our 30-day money-back guarantee. So good luck out there if you want. But if you like your money, then you want to do it at the most trusted place in coins right here.
Yeah, one of the world's most popular silver coins. So take it.